I've been thinking about this for many years, actually, and it kind of came into a form of a question, which I've written down here. So I'd like to start with that. I watched the recent workshop in Atlanta, Georgia, and someone asked about dreams, and you made a couple of points that really stood out to me. One was that co-creation is occurring during the dream state, and dreams themselves are a translation of the vibrational communication going on between people. And the second was, if I can find a feeling, whether it comes from something that I was dreaming about or from an expansive thought, then I have instantaneously manifested a desire. This feeling is a creation in and of itself, and it's also adding and expanding to my point of attraction. So I've built a feeling, and it's starting to emerge as a point of attraction. So
because the feeling, once you are able,
Yeah.
we'll let you finish, but
Okay.
once you are able to conjure a feeling,
yeah,
it's like the central point of,
Yes.
we called it a grid.
Yeah.
Some clever woman gave us those precise words. There she is. A grid. It's like the general emotion is a vibrational grid that if you're able to maintain that feeling long enough, the details will fill themselves in. Law of attraction makes it happen.
Yeah.
Yes, continue.
Okay, so this is leading to a relationship question. So a few months ago, I actually had a vision. I was wide awake. I was watching one of your live broadcasts, and a beautiful, expansive wave of energy just swept over me. I felt it. It was source energy, and a vivid, dreamlike image appeared in my mind, and I saw a moment where this relationship worked out. And initially, in this vision, or whatever you want to call it, there was a release of resistance. I saw myself letting go of whatever disappointment or whatever else had been going on. And
Actually, the release of resistance happened prior to the vision.
Oh, must have, yeah. and so I had, then I felt joyful, exuberant love just radiating out of me. I felt it head to toe through my body. The whole thing was just beautiful and amazing. And I had this just sense of knowing that I never had before. It was just so clear that this is all working out, perfectly. And so then
we want to interrupt just briefly
okay.
and say, you translated the experience by saying it's working out, meaning I'm on my way to this thing I want.
Yes.
From the source energy point of view, it just worked out in the sense that because everything that you want is for a moment like that moment that you just described.
Yeah, so it was a feeling. At that moment, it was realized.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go forward a little bit.
In other words, if life were just a series of those moments, would you be yearning for unfinished things or undeveloped things? In other words, isn't that the moment that you hope to achieve once you get down the road and achieve that thing you want? Isn't the reason you want to get down the road and achieve what you want for that feeling? And isn't there something in you that makes you want to say, oh, I just had it. I'm having it now. Maybe getting down the road isn't so necessary. Of course, it's inevitable. You're going to get down the road. But how about just feeling like this as you go down the road? How about feeling like this as you go down the road rather than holding out for some destination before you feel like that? How about calling this the accomplished destination? That's really what we're getting at. That's what that whole seminar was about, as we were wanting people to understand that the emotion that you accomplish is a manifestation.
Right.
And that if you can accept it as a manifestation, then that takes away all of that, but I'm not there yet, or but I don't know how to accomplish it yet. It takes all of that resistance out and just lets this manifestational moment, this blissful, joyful, your words were really good, manifestational moment just carry from day to day to day to day to day with lots of different opportunities.
So every moment that's opening up if I'm keeping up with it.
For sure.
All right.
For sure. Even if you're not keeping up with it, it's opening up. It's opening up even if you're not keeping up with it. You hear that? What you want is in the process, constant process of becoming, whether you keep up with it or not. These moments are moments where you're catching up to the party that you already took us to.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. You already created it. It was already there. We were all there in that jubilant mode.
felt
and
it.
and
Yeah.
as you felt your
I felt it,
resistance
yeah.
fall away, you joined the party.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I mean, just wonderful.
But let's not talk about it like let me write that
Like
down.
it's a past tense.
On this day at this time, I had a moment which I will always remember. And we say, come on.
Yeah. I know it's coming, but okay. So, in reality, I had some wonderful real-life experiences with this person. Just beautiful, blissed out, and just amazing stuff. So, in addition to vivid dreams about our future, and in the midst of all that, she told me it was over and to ask me to move on. And so I've had what I was going to say, and you've kind of answered it a little bit already, is I've had the dreams, I've had the feelings, I've had the vision.
But you see, this is what kills the dream. Because if you could just, it's like when Esther watches movies.
Yeah.
She, as long as the music's happy, she keeps watching.
Yeah.
But as soon as it turns dark, she's done with it.
Change the channel.
She's done with it. In other words, and that's really what we're recommending to you. Okay. In other words, we really like the first half of your page much better than the second half of your page.
All right.
So what's your question?
Okay. So I was really looking at how does code creation work in this instance?
Magnificently. But your co-creative partner, the co-creating
that's what I meant.
partner that you're looking for, is that rendezvousing out there on the leading edge with source who's already at the party.
Yeah.
And your confirmation of your accomplishing that co-creation is in that bliss that you were feeling.
Right.
And any thoughts that you have that make you feel loss or regret
Yeah.
or sadness are
Yeah.
keeping you away from the party that's still going on. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Party isn't the right word, but really it is
It's
the
a
right
celebration or
word. It's
whatever,
really,
yeah.
it really is this potential for you, sure for the rest of us. In other words, you get to decide whether you show up or whether you don't.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the way you feel whether you're moving in the direction of it or whether you're not. The conversation that we want to have, that
Yeah.
we are happy to have,
Yeah.
and we think that what you had to say dovetailed so perfectly with everything that we were talking about just before, is that we want to leave you with this emotional but mental impression. We want you to get this. We want you to get this, that while it might be a little irrational to expect every moment of your day to feel like that,
Yeah.
we think that there should be 4 or 5 moments like that every day.
There are in many areas. I mean, there are streams of, I feel source energy coming through me I won't say all the time, but a lot.
And if
At the
that
time.
is really happening to
Yeah.
you, then a conversation about something not playing out
Yeah.
in this precise moment just the way you want it to really isn't logical. It
Yeah.
isn't logical. But you see, we haven't convinced you. We haven't convinced most anybody, but we're going to stay after it till we get every one of you.
Oh, good.
We so want you to accept that moment was the prize that you were looking for, and that in reveling in that moment of alignment and letting that be what you're reaching for more than the specific relationship with the specific person.
Right.
That what happens is, because you showed yourself that you can accomplish that,
Right.
you want to talk
Yeah.
about co-creation, and
Yeah.
the reason you want to talk about co-creation is because you've defined a whole bunch of co-creative partners out there as uncooperative. In other words, there may be people who have money that you would like to co-create with you and give you some who are not cooperating in this moment. There may be lovers who you would like to have in your experience that are not coming and co-creating with you in this moment. So it feels to you like they have some say in whether they come or not.
Yes.
Oh, we're just feeling you out on that. It feels to you like they have a say on
It
whether
does.
they play.
Yeah.
And we want to say to you, that's because you're playing with the wrong partner right now.
Okay.
You want to play with the co-creative partner that always comes, in fact, who's already there. You want to play with the co-creative partner who's already there, and when you come to the party, you have moments like that. And you have enough moments like
Right.
that, and the manifestations, that's the emotional grid that our friend was talking about. That's
Yeah.
the grid. That's the emotional grid. And once you accomplish that emotional grid, then, like moths to a flame, all
Yeah.
kinds of manifested things that you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch work their way into your experience in really meaningful ways. Did you hear it? When your question is about co-creation, it's always about, almost always about, how can I get that other person to do what I need them to do so that I can have with them or from them what I want? And the reason that you don't very much believe in co-creation is because they've got minds of their own. They've got plans of their own. They've got mates of their own. They've got things going, they have other things going on.
Yeah.
So by you focusing upon them in their obstinance, in their resistance, in their not coming to you-ness,
Yeah. That's it.
then
got it.
you activate a vibration that holds
Holds
those away who
Who
would come.
otherwise be there.
You see.
Gotcha.
And there are so many coming.
Yeah.
So many, on so many levels, on so many subjects. In other words, we know because we've been to the party.
Yeah.
Enough?
It's beautiful. Thank you. And I really appreciate it.
Very good. Now what?